Good evening, everyone. Thank you for participating in tonight's tele-rally with special guests, President Donald J. Trump and candidate for United States Congress in Tennessee's 5th Congressional District, Andy Ogles. My name is Lindy, and I'll be your moderator this evening. It is now my pleasure to introduce Andy Ogles.
Well, thank you, Lindy, and thank everybody for being on the line. Obviously, most of you know me as the mayor of Maury County, but right now I'm your nominee for this 5th Congressional District, and we're at a crossroads in this nation. Under President Trump, we had a booming economy, a historic economy. Under his leadership, we were truly the world leader, and in just 2 short years, this corrupt administration has really destroyed our standing in the world, our economy, and opened our border. And so what's at stake here is the future of our nation. And I have 3 children, and so their future is at stake. That's why I'm running. I'm ticked off. I want my country back. And with that, I'd like to introduce, I think, all of our president. We wish that he was still in office, President Donald Trump.
Well, thank you very much, Andy, and hello, Tennessee. It's a great place and a great state. We won it twice together by massive landslides, and it's an honor to be with everyone tonight. I'm calling to talk to you about a critical election taking place in your state, as you know, and a lot of other states. November 8th, such an important date. Probably there's never been a midterm more important, and I'd like everyone to get out and vote for Andy Ogles, a spectacular man, a great leader, to be your next congressman from Tennessee's 5th Congressional District. Andy is a father, an entrepreneur, and a Middle Tennessee native who has a proven track record of creating jobs and protecting your communities and standing up for Tennessee values. And Tennessee values are great values. As the former mayor of Maury County, and you all know Maury did very well with Andy. Your state's fastest growing county. Congratulations, Andy, on that. And Andy was recognized as the most conservative mayor in all of Tennessee. Maybe that's why Maury was so successful. As mayor, Andy bravely stood up against the Biden administration's unconstitutional COVID mandates and strongly defended the freedoms of Tennessee families, which is nothing more important. Prior to becoming mayor, Andy wrote the amendment that resulted in the largest tax cut in your state's history. I gave the federal government, we got the largest tax cut, larger than even Ronald Reagan's tax cut a long time ago. We got the biggest tax cut in the history of our country. And he fought back against Obamacare expansions, and he worked to stop the scourge of human trafficking. Andy is America first all the way. He's MAGA all the way, 100%. Andy is running against a far-left extremist named Heidi Campbell, who's a disaster, who would be a puppet for Nancy Pelosi and the radical left Democrats in Congress. If elected, she'll vote to keep our borders nice and wide open, just like she's been voting. Shred your Second Amendment, no more guns, and put left-wing Washington bureaucrats in charge of Tennessee elections, which would be a disaster. Heidi Campbell would be a disgrace to your state, and she doesn't represent the Tennessee values, and we just have to elect Andy Ogles for Congress. So, as soon as Andy gets in and we discuss this, he'll secure our southern border and stop illegal immigration, which is a total catastrophe right now. Millions and millions of people are flowing into our country. We created the strongest border in history, and right now we have probably the weakest border in the world, because there's no third world country that would have a border like our border, where anybody can just walk into the country. And you have, as you know, you have prisons being emptied out into the United States. It's a disaster. We'll stop Biden's inflation nightmare, which would have never happened because energy brought it up, and that's exactly the problem. We were energy independent, and now we're begging for energy for all over the world. We're begging. We're like a bunch of beggars. And we were $1.87 a gallon for gasoline. Now we're at over $5. And Andy will, and very strongly altogether, defend parents' rights. Who would even believe that I'm saying that? Parents' rights. You wouldn't even think that would be something people would discuss, but you have to, because these people are crazy on the left. Ban critical race theory and get men out of women's sports. So I'm not supposed to say that because they say it's politically incorrect, but men should not be playing in women's sports. I'll say it anyway, and most people agree with me. We'll defend the Second Amendment and restore law and order in our country, and Andy will fight very hard for free, fair, and honest elections along with all of us. So with your help, we'll elect Andy Ogles to Congress. He's a spectacular person, and I just ask you to get out and vote. We want to end Nancy Pelosi's political career, and that'll happen. I think it's going to happen very quickly. So I just want to thank Andy for the incredible job you've done politically. People respect you greatly. You're doing very well in the polls, but we still have to get out and vote. And I want to thank Tennessee and everybody on the line, and I'll see you all very soon. And Andy, take it away.